Hey everybody, it's Amy Head with New Perspectives for Life in Marietta, Georgia. Today is Thursday, June 19th, 2014. It is definitely a hot summer day here in the 90s. It's hot, it's humid, it's sunny. Really feels like summer. I hope everything is good where you are and that you've been having a great week. My family and I have been doing a lot of TV watching this week with the World Cup, with the soccer. And I don't know if you follow soccer or if you've been following the World Cup. I know there's been a lot of sports events on TV these last couple of weeks, but we've really been watching a good amount of the different games, the soccer games this past week or so. And one thing I noticed with that is that, there's a lot of interesting things that happen in the game, some of which I don't understand, even though I kind of know soccer from my kids having played soccer over the years, but there's still a lot of rules and kind of regulations that I don't quite get. But one thing that has stood out to me, in fact even in a game we were watching earlier this afternoon, is that when a player goes down, the game will often just continue to play. And today we saw one of the teammates go down and stayed down, hugging his knee, hurt, in pain for quite what seemed like forever. It was probably about a minute, and the game just went on. The players on both teams kept playing, the refs kept reffing, the coaches kept coaching, and this player was down. And I thought about that because, he's in pain, he's hurt, he obviously can't play, he's putting the team at a disadvantage at the moment, he's at a disadvantage, but the game still goes on until there's a moment where the whistle can blow and the game can stop for a moment and people can tend to him and make sure that, what's going on, if he's okay, if he needs to come out of the game or what's going on. And I thought how true that is or how true it feels for us sometimes in life when we're down and life just keeps on going for everybody else. We've had hardship, or we've had a trauma, or we've had a loss in our life. Something has happened and we're down, but life keeps on going. The world doesn't stop for us. And maybe here or there someone will stop, someone will acknowledge, someone will check on us, but generally speaking, the world just continues on, and we still have to deal with the hurt and the pain that we're going through. And I've been really thinking about that a lot watching these games this week, because that really hits home with a lot of people. It's very isolating and very lonely sometimes to be going through life feeling like you're kind of knocked down, and even though people around you kind of know and kind of see it, they kind of just keep going. They have to keep going. In soccer, they have to keep going until there's a moment where they can stop. Kind of like life. People have to keep their lives going even though they know and they can see that we're down. And that's just really a poignant moment of observation that I've had this week, because that is what a lot of my clients experience. That's what people that I know experience. Maybe even you've been experiencing that recently, or maybe even today. The one thing that I see that happens if you watch through those moments long enough is that person that's down gets up. Rarely, I don't think ever have I seen where the game goes on and continues on until all the way through the end of the game, into the next game, into the next day, and that person that was down is still on that ground. At some point, fairly close to the time that the incident happened, that person has to get up. They might not be out of pain, they might still be hurting, but they have to get up and move. Maybe they just move to the sideline, maybe, hopefully not, but maybe they move to a stretcher and get carried off the field for observation or for some x-rays, but they have to move. And once they move, something else has to happen. But ultimately, that person on the ground has to get up and move away from the point of pain. And that is true for us as well. When we are hurt, when we are let down, when we experience difficult times in life, at some point we have to get up and we have to move. We might not feel like it, we might not really be able to, but we have to. And that is often the breaking point to move forward in life in general for us. when we are sort of at a crossroad and we've got to do something. We can't just stay there any longer. And we get up and we move. And that is where the power is for each of us. So thinking about that and thinking about the World Cup soccer and just thinking about life in general, when you are knocked down and you know that you are down and out for the moment, you also know that at some point you have to get up and move forward. And sometimes we don't want to, we physically can't, we don't feel like it, but we have to do it anyway. And that is the human strength, because when we're down we can still get up, and if we can get up and move forward, we become even stronger. I hope that's some encouragement for you this week if you've been struggling, or if someone that you know has been struggling and has felt like you're at a low point or they're at a low point. Take time to really kind of absorb that thought that at some point, just like the teammate on the field, you have to get up. You can't stay there. And actually, nobody stays there forever. You have the opportunity, you have the power, and you have the ability to get up and move forward. Thanks so much for joining me, Amy Head, New Perspectives for Life in Marietta, Georgia. I hope you have a great start to the weekend tomorrow, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks.